Hi, everybody. So today I'm actually going to recount one of the emails that I just sent to my audience. If you're not getting my emails yet, go to inakovany.com/join. It will get you straight there. And that's really where I pour my heart and soul in my emails. I write them with a lot of love. I write them like with everything that I have, everything that is going on in my mind. It's a very easy medium for me to just dump things, for me to be like, this is what's happening and this is what you need to know. So in my last email, I told you about the 3 criteria that your next coaching program that you're going to invest in must have for you to feel like it was worth it. And the reason I did that is because I got a message on my Facebook group where someone told me, man, I wish I had invested with you. And that person knows who they are. If they're watching or listening, hi. You were a very, very teachable moment for everyone. So I hope it's okay that I'm saying this. So here's what happens, guys. When we sign up to work with a coach, sometimes we really get caught up in their marketing at you, in the urgency of the program sign up deadline, in having followed them for a while and loving everything that they are, but we forget that we're actually signing up for a program that is supposed to be a benefit to us. And I say we because this has happened to me. I'll tell you a short story about it. We get caught up in the glam, in the wanting to be close to that person, right? I've done this where I've signed up for programs. I'll just tell you right now. There is a coach that I love. I still do. I love her. I watch all of her stuff. I don't actually do that anymore, but about a year ago, I was watching everything that she put out there. I listened to every single one of her podcast episodes, and her message really resonated with me. And the kind of business that she had was the kind of business that I wanted to have. And then she put out a call for, hey, I have a program. It's a group coaching program. Come and join it. And I was the first person who signed up for it. I'm not missing out on this. I need to be close to her. I need to ask her questions. I need to know how she does her business. I need to follow this woman to the end of time. And I signed up for her program. It was $1,000. But at the time, I didn't have $1,000 just lying around. So I signed up for the payment plan. By the way, if you're signing up with a coach and you're on a sales call and they tell you the price, always ask if they have a payment plan option. Sometimes they don't say it outright. They just wait for you to ask. Sometimes I do that. All right, because it's a lot cheaper for my clients to sign up and pay in full than it is to get a payment plan. It's much more expensive when you go for the payment plan. So I don't offer that first. But if people need it, I will create one for them. So always ask. If that's your need, always ask. So I signed up for this program, $1,000. It ended up being $97 a month for a whole year. I am still paying for that program. I still see that charge in my credit card, even though it was a 6-week program. And the program was okay. It had a course component, right? A self-paced component where you go through the course materials and you get to come to a group coaching call and ask questions. The thing is that this coach had signed up more than 100 people to this coaching program, which meant that each call had more than 30 people in it. And there was no opportunity for you to get individualized help. This happened to me. I'm a savvy person. I know what I'm doing. I'm about to come on and teach you how to pick your program. It's because I've gone through this, right? And because I create programs myself. And it's important to me that you know that signing up to work for me or signing up to work with me is valid for you. It's worth it for you. So that's why I do this. But I've been through this before where I have really liked a coach, but their program was just not what I needed or not what I needed at the time. And I'll tell you another one. I signed up for a course on how to create courses because if you're listening to this, it's because you want to replace your salary. And if you want to replace your salary, you probably have thought of doing it with passive income. And when you think of passive income, you don't think of being a consultant. You don't think of being a coach. You think of creating an online product. You think of creating an online course so that you can just make money in your sleep and the thing is working for you, right? That's how I was thinking when I was starting out. So I thought to myself, I just need to learn how to create an online course. And actually did sold all of 4 copies because I didn't have the foundations. I hadn't been doing coaching. I hadn't really been learning about my ideal client. So my course didn't really go anywhere. But at the time, I didn't know that. I thought this is the way for me to make my passive income, is to create an online course. So I signed up for an online course, and I signed up for the next level up of the online course. Guess how long it took me from the moment that I clicked purchase until the moment that I opened the course to actually start working on it? 2 years. And it was not a cheap course. This was a $1,000 course that I signed up for on the spot because I was caught up on this coach's persona, on the kind of business that she had, on everything that the course was promising. But it's not what I needed at the time. Absolutely not. It's not what I needed at the time. I'm going to tell you another story, a little bit more successful. I ended up signing up with a coach one-on-one, which was exactly what I needed. And the price tag was the same amount as my side business was making gross every month. So I was turning around and giving all of my revenue to this coach every month. And it was absolutely worth it because it met every single one of the criteria that I'm going to give you. So I have been through this before. I've signed up for things that I thought I needed, and I get in there, I'm like, this is not what I needed, right? So I don't want you to be there, because when you start to replace your salary, this is your livelihood, right? This is your life. This is not just an impulse buy. This is not just buying a Twix bar at CVS, right? It shouldn't feel like an impulse buy. It should feel like something that you have thought about and that you feel like this is exactly what you need for your next step. I have been guilty of signing up for multiple courses at the same time. Not a great idea. You have to realize that what you have, all you have is time, okay? I always talk about replacing your salary within a year, okay? It is totally possible. Get yourself the right help, do the right things every day, and learn from the best, right? And that can happen within a year. But dropping all of this money on 4 different courses that each one gives you something different, and there's no way for you to make time to really give each one the time and the attention and all the learning that it deserves, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't help anyone. My little baby's waking up right now. See, this is the equivalent of my freedom life. Being able to work from home, being able to do this. This is my job, guys. This is what I do. And I'm here with my baby, waiting for him to wake up. So I'm going to get to it so that I can go and get him. All right? So here's the deal. So what do? What are the 3 criteria that the next investment that you're going to make in your business for coaching is going to be? What are the 3 criteria that you need to make sure that your next coaching investment has for you to feel like it was worth it? Hashtag worth it. Okay? I'm going to tell you. Why don't we start with number 1? Know yourself. I know that sounds super broad. I don't mean to leave it broad. I'm going to tell you what that means. Know yourself. What is the best way for you to learn? Do you feel like you need more hand holding, right? When you're watching me talk about all this stuff, do you feel like, okay, I need to pick Ina's brain? Or are you the kind of person that learns more when you're in a group? Maybe you're not the kind of person who is comfortable asking all the things and asking all the questions, and you love being in a group setting because all the different personalities get the best out of the coach, right? When I'm in a group setting, one person is going to ask something that another person needs, but that other person didn't even think of asking that question. So being in a group experience is extremely helpful if you feel like, you know what, I don't know what I don't know, right? And when I hear other people asking that question, I get value out of it. So know yourself. Do you work better when you're working in a self-paced environment, right? Is it true that all you need is a course? Just give me the materials and I'll give myself a year to go through the whole thing at my own pace, and it will be wonderful, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So how do you learn best, and what help do you feel like you need right now? Do you need one-on-one help so that you can get customized assignments every single week to get you to where you need to get? Do you need somebody who is technically savvy? This is something that I'm able to provide to my clients, right? Not every coach is technically savvy. They have other people to do their stuff. I make websites, right? I can help troubleshoot anything. I can help. I'm helping a client right now with editing her videos, right? Do you need that kind of technical help? Or you got the technical part, you just need the online marketing advice. One-on-one is better or group is better. What sounds best to you? How would you learn best? Know yourself so that the next time a coach is saying, I have the perfect program for you, you actually know if it is the right program for you. And don't be caught up in the urgency. This is something that is part of marketing, all right? You are going to see me talk about the urgency because deadlines come in and the cart closes and the bonus is going to expire. This is all things that I do to make sure that the person who is ready, they get that final push to actually do it, right? But if you know that this is not the right time or this is not the right program, think about it. Don't get caught up in it and only sign up if it's right for you, all right? So that's point number one. Know yourself. How do you learn best? And know that. So if somebody is advertising a group program and group programs are just really not your thing, then don't do it. Talk to the coach individually and see if you can make a deal about working one-on-one. Or find a coach that has a course, right? How do you learn best and make sure that that's being met? That's number one. Number two, does their business reflect what you want your business to look like? This is just a fact. When somebody's out there talking to you about how to market yourself, how to make yourself an authority online, how to create a digital product, how to show up online, how to attract your audience, when they're talking about all this stuff and teaching you about it, they're talking from experience, because that's what makes us coaches, that we've been there, that we've seen what works and what doesn't. So we're going to teach you what we've done. Here's the thing. Everybody's going to tell you that their way is the only way that works. You need to be an educated consumer to know that if everybody is saying that, is that really true? And the reality is that it isn't. It's not true. There isn't just one way to grow your audience. There isn't just one way to put yourself out there online, right? Everybody will believe that they have the right way to do things. You guys, there's people out there who say launches are dead, right? And you guys know, I think I've told you what a launch is basically creating a countdown sequence to you opening the cart for your product and then closing the cart for your product. That's a launch, right? There's people out there who tell you that doesn't make any sense. I was actually on a call with someone who this is the way that she does business. For her, it doesn't make sense to only have a small window through which people can sign up to work with her. This is the comparison that she gave me, which I think makes total sense, right? But this is not how I do business. I do business based on launches. So she said, it's as if you walked into a shoe store. I love this analogy. She said, this is as if you walk into a shoe store and you know what kind of shoe you want to buy, and you go to the store and you see the shoe you want to buy. But when the seller comes to you, they're like, oh yeah, that's the shoe you want to buy. But first, we want to give you information on how the shoes are made. And then we want to give you this bonus on soles. And we want to give you this more information. Go home and read this about the shoe that you're about to buy. All right, because the shoe is not available right now. It's going to be available December 1st, right? You go to the store and you're like, but the shoe is right there. I don't need all this information. I just want to buy the shoe, right? So her perspective is, if people need something right now, they can act right now. So she keeps an open invitation to work with her and to work in her programs. She's like, whoever wants to join, they can join at any time. Launches don't work. That's her perspective. For me, I do a kind of a mix of both. You just saw me in this group. and if everybody's listening on the podcast, this happens in my Facebook group, Trailblazing Out of Corporate Life for High Achievers and Go-Getters. That's a group. You just saw me in this group put out calls inviting you for a phone call. And that's because I know that there are people out there who are not going to wait until January when I open my group program. They want to get this resolved now. They want to find solutions now. So I give them the link to my calendar, which is on my website, inacoveney.com. It's a big red button that says schedule a call, right? So that's open at any time. But I work with launches, right? I have a launch coming up for my group program coming up in January. It's called Be Found. And it is basically the group version of my one-on-one program where we get your online presence set up, we get your website set up in 3 months, we get you to identify what your message is and who your ideal client is, and get you to go out there and get clients, right? So that's happening in January. But if you want to start now, we can just start working on it right now, just not in the group program. So everybody's going to tell you they have the right way to do things. I want you to be an educated consumer and to say, is that really true? Let's assume it's not. Not everybody has the magic bullet, the magic solution to how to grow an audience. Everybody does it differently, and there are many ways that work. But the coach that you're following has done it in a particular way. So that's what they're going to teach you. So you have to know that about the coach, and you have to look at their business and say, do I want to be that person? Do I want to have the kind of business that person has? Do I want to have the kind of life that person has? Right? So that's why I get all of my clients to study other people who do the same thing. Right? And I get them like, look, take a look at everybody who does what you do and tell me who's doing it better and who's doing it worse, and what would you do and what would you not do, so that you can have an example in your mind of what kind of business you want to have. So if their business reflects yours, if you're watching me right now and you're like, oh my God, I wish my job was to create a podcast and a video and be able to hang out with my son during the day and go and take him for a walk and go and take him out to breakfast and not have to commute to work and not have to deal with all these personalities at work that I don't like, and not have to deal with somebody telling me how much money I can make and what promotions I can't go for. And I don't want to deal with that anymore. I just want to make my own money and I want to make my own life. And you see my business, you're like, yes, that's what I want. Then working with me makes a lot of sense, because the only thing I can teach you is how I did it. So I want you to use that teaching and apply it to all the other coaches that you follow. Do you want their business? Do you believe that the way that they run their business is the way that you would run it? So that's a criteria for number 2. Criteria number 3 is the promise of the program something that matches the stage of business that you're in. I just told you a whole bunch of stories where I was signing up for things that didn't really hit the mark in more ways than one. But one of them I just told you about, it took me 2 years to even open that course. So was I really ready for that? The answer was no. So why would you sign up for a course on creating online courses if you have never actually worked with your ideal client one-on-one yet, or even in a group setting yet? You have a lot to learn to know how to create an automatic help machine, which is what an online course is. You have a lot to learn about your ideal client before you can get there. So if you haven't really learned about your ideal client and your message, the first thing you're going to need is business help. How do you set this up? And how do you create an online marketing system, right? An ecosystem around you that people can get sucked into, right? And start to fall in love with you. And you get to start learning from them so that you can go and package it and create something else. I have been doing one-on-one for about a year and a half. And now I feel ready to take that one-on-one experience and turn it into a group experience. Once I go through a group experience a few times and I have learned what the dynamics of a group are, what challenges they had with doing this in a group setting, I may be able to take that and turn it more into a course situation where I put all of those teachings in a course and then we just have coaching calls. Right? So, but this is an evolution. I should not start with creating an online course. I should start with really getting to know my ideal client, and that happens with one-on-one coaching. So, are you at the right stage for that offer? I signed up for a mastermind on copywriting. I was just starting my business, and the way that this coach made it sound is copywriting is everything. Copywriting is the key to you having a website that converts and to you having a landing page for a freebie that converts. But here's the deal, guys. She's a copywriter. So if you're a hammer, everything you see looks like a nail, right? Everything I see, I look through my online marketing eyes, right? You can give me any problem and I'm going to try to solve it with online marketing and having your own business. Why? Because that's what I do. When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So for this coach who's a copywriter, right, and a successful one, she tells you this is the key to your success. And I'm like, okay. And I signed up to work with her. And it was 6 weeks that I'll never get back, right? But I made really good connections. So is the promise of the program, does it match the stage of business that you're in? And does it make sense for you right now? Okay. And for that, you need to have some self-awareness. You need to know what stage of business you're in and what you need right now so that you don't get sucked into programs that are not going to give you the results that you want. Does that make sense? So, but even though those are the 3 criteria, there is one thing that I'd be remiss not to mention. When you sign up for a coaching program, think of it as signing up for a college course, for a college major, for a course for tuition, right? Think of it as signing up to work at an academy. The coach is your teacher. Yes, the course is going to be there. Yes, you've met all these criteria and you went there. My advice to you is, number 1, show up. Give it your all. Learn everything you can from this coach. And when you're on your own, do everything that you're supposed to do. But don't look back and blame the coaches. I have so many programs that I have signed up for. And I just told you one that I felt like I didn't get much out of. But I didn't turn around and blame the coaches for it. I put the accountability and the responsibility of my life, of my steps on myself. I made those decisions to work with them. I made those decisions to show up and do the work, and I still felt like I didn't get results. I moved on and I learned from it. So it's really important to me that when you go into these coaching programs, that you have that accountability, that sense that this person is not sucking me into their program. You are a grown-up who are signing up for a program, and that's why I'm giving you this criteria. You are the grown-up that is deciding to sign up for this because it's the right next step for you. Okay? So if it works out, if it doesn't work out, make sure, unless that person is lying to you, right? If the coach is lying about the promise of the program, red flag, right? But I want you guys to realize that your success will be up to you and not up to anybody else. I'm going to give you a funny example. I was with my mom in Israel, and we were running out of cash because we only brought a limited amount of cash. Everybody told us that credit cards would be accepted everywhere. It wasn't true. We needed cash everywhere. So like in the old city, in the touristy areas. So we went to the ATM, and my mother was like, oh, I think I should take out 500 shekels. And I'm like, well, there's only a couple days left. I don't think we're really going to need that much. I would take out 350. And she's like, you think so? Okay, 350. So she took out 350. She blew through that 350 on the first day. Guess what she did? She blamed me for it. If you hadn't told me, I would have gotten more and I would be better off. And I'm like, Ma, and I told her this, I'm a coach. Ma, when you take responsibility for your actions, you'll be a much happier person because you'll be in more control. Which made her fume. She's like, but you told me. I'm like, Ma, and everybody here, take the information that you get, but make decisions on your own. That's why I'm giving you this criteria. So you are an educated consumer who makes decisions for themselves, who doesn't get sucked into anybody's vortex and it's their fault for sucking you in. Take responsibility and take accountability for your actions. Look through these, knowing yourself. Does their business reflect yours? And does the promise match your stage, right? Your stage in business. Use those criteria to make your own decisions. You guys, you're going to be happier and you're going to have much more control over your life when you run every decision you make through this criteria. And guess what? There's urgency. The program is going to close. Chances are that coach is going to reopen that cart a few months from now. Some programs only open once a year. I've waited 1 year to sign up for programs to make sure that I'm ready for them. So take accountability, take responsibility, and make sure that you have control over your life and over your next steps. I can't stress that enough because there's a lot of coaches out there and there's a lot of ways of doing things. Don't put it on them. This is you. Evaluate your options and take the steps that you feel are good for you. Okay, so I wanted to give you something that you're going to be using for the next year to evaluate your next investment decisions. Okay, so keep it close. And every time a coach comes out saying, the cart is open, the cart is closing, look at these criteria. And if it doesn't make sense to you right now, take a deep breath. And it's okay to move on and to wait for them to open it again when you're ready. These offers, rarely is the last time that they're going to offer them. Okay, so with that, I'm just going to let you know that on November 18th, 2019, I'm going to have a whole bunch of experts come into the Facebook group and teach you something about replacing your salary in the next year. They're going to share with you their getting out of corporate story, and they're going to teach you something about business that you need to know now. It's completely free to come and watch these talks, and there is an opportunity for you to keep the talks, but for that, you're going to have to sign up. So I want you to go to inakoviny.com/join to make sure that you are in the mailing list to get the notifications about this. I don't want you to miss this. And if you're not in the Facebook group yet, go to inakoviny.com/Facebook and it will take you straight to the group. Okay, so there's much more to learn from now until my next coaching program, group program, opens in January. You're going to hear me talk about that a lot. Okay, I'm going to go take care of little dude because he is awake now and we're ready to start our day. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody. Yay, thank you for watching. If you like that video, remember to subscribe right here to get notified of new episodes, and don't miss the podcast version, Trailblazing Out of Corporate Life. Go look it up and subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye.